Welcome to In the Green Room. I'm Kinga.
And I'm Chet.
I'm Pearl.
And I'm Olunife.
And Olunife, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about fruitful connections and all things skin health.
Fruitful connections.
Yes.
Yay.
Very excited.
Yes.
And fruitful connections with
Everything skin health, how to live basically a fruitful abundance lifestyle with when it comes to skin health, your relationships, your wellness, your self-care, and your relationship with God. So important, all of those.
so it's all of the above.
Yes.
It's not just one, and it's not just skincare, although we will be talking about skincare.
Yes.
We will. We got a nice sampling showing for
Pearl,
anyone who's watching.
Thank you. You brought Olunife to In the Green Room.
Yes, I
And
did.
thank you. Tell us how you two met.
We grew up together. That's the short answer.
Yes, we're both Nigerian, come from the same Nigerian community, Nigerian American community here. So our parents and my parents basically brought us here around the same time, right?
And they're friends.
Yes.
And they're all friends.
Yes.
Yeah, so we all grew up together. So I have known her whole life because I'm older.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, we all grew up together.
Yeah.
And so it's been fun to see everyone's journey and story and what we've accomplished here.
And her skincare definitely keeps you youthful looking because I think you look the same age.
Thank
so,
you.
Yeah,
I do. I literally just used these two this morning. For anyone who's watching the YouTube clip, I use this and I use this and I use the shea butter. So
Yay.
and the eye cream.
Well, that's what I was going to ask is right off the bat, what makes your skincare products different? Because there's so many products out there, it's hard to decide which one's the best. So
Yeah.
what gives yours the edge over the other ones?
Sure. So we're actually basically disrupting the skincare industry because what they normally tell you is that it's what you put on your face that's skincare, but what they won't tell you is that what's going inside your body is just as important.
Mhm.
So we're actually combining inner and outer together. So we have topical products like you see here, and we've got some inner products like our detox tea and our probiotics. And we're looking for, partners that will actually put those together. You don't go to a store and see skincare, the inner product and outer product together. So when you do, that'll be us. So that's really what's setting us apart. And it's really about being holistic. So our line, Sweeter Juice Skin, is a holistic skincare line. And it comes from me as an esthetician, and my husband has been a medical doctor. And we've just really make sure that our ingredients are clean, organic, sustainable, and vegan. So it's what we put in the ingredients that really set us apart as well.
That's huge. Well,
Yeah.
and it's smart that you're doing supplements that people ingest too. And then are you also emphasizing diet? Because I feel like if people are eating really, super high fat foods all the time or, eating low quality foods, that can also have a bad impact on your skin and then your overall health too. So that's
Yeah.
really smart that you're prioritizing both sides of it because nobody else is talking about that. They're just like, oh, put this on your skin and you'll look better. But if you're eating every meal really like poor quality, you're probably still going to have skin issues.
Exactly. That's
So-
why it's called supplements, supplementing a healthy lifestyle
Yeah.
and the way you're eating healthy and the choices that you're making. So we do talk about that a lot. Water is the most important, skincare.
Here we go.
and health.
Everybody drink
Right,
up.
yes. So let's drink some water.
Drink water.
We heard that you're a little water
Cheers.
snob, so you have to go out and pick your water. So we love
He's
that.
such a
no,
water
We're
that's
all
true.
just,
Oh, he's such
eating
a
the
water
regular
snob.
water over here.
What I actually am is a plastic snob. A lot of these type of plastic water bottles are made of plastic that's not BPA free. So it's the toxic type of plastic that breaks down very easily into the water.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
He's
I've
so smart.
I've
He is
explained that
very- I told you
before.
he's very smart.
And,
Yes, he's very smart.
Plastic is one of the main things that disrupts your hormones, and hormone imbalances is one of the biggest causes of unhealth and like disease in this country. So it's really easy to lose track of it though, and you technically shouldn't even be having anything out of any plastic. Like even this isn't good, but it's way better than this.
It is. I mean, for me, I have my water bottles with me. One, because I lose count, so this helps me track how much water I've actually drank for the day.
I love it.
And then two, for the same reasons that Chet was talking about, plastic is just not good no matter the quality of it.
Mhm.
Try to stay away from it as much as possible.
But there are a lot of people that now are even saying that the metal in the water bottles are also not as good as if you have water coming from a glass. I don't know if that's
I
actually
haven't heard that,
proven, but now they're
it's
saying
because it's stain. I mean, a lot, not all of them. A lot of them are stainless steel, but
Yeah, which should be fine as long as you're keeping it clean.
right.
But that's the difficult part is you can't see in there. So It's a lot easier for mold to grow in there because there's no light getting in. So having a metal water bottle, you have to stay on top of the clean aspect of that. So
Do you put it in the dishwasher?
I hand wash all of my things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will say that I totally agree with the plastic. That's why if you look at all our products, we use our glass.
That's huge. That's awesome.
We do not use plastic, and I want to keep it that way. You know, by the grace of God, is not having plastic containers.
I love it.
Because, you know, like, we want to be sustainable
Yes.
and ethically sourced, and plastic for like, if I could, and if I remembered my water, you know, I probably wouldn't have had this, but you're actually right. So I love that. Yes.
How important do you think like skincare is for age prevention? Because Scottsdale is the city of bad plastic surgery. I feel like so many people could just avoid going that route if they started using more lotion and skincare earlier. Like all the people I know who have great skin at an older age, it's because they do a lot of skincare and workout or exercise. So those are the two that I noticed.
Jump in really quick. I know I'm gonna call her what I've called her my whole life.
Olunife.
But Olunife is gonna give you more of the professional. But for a person who grew up and wasn't allowed to wear makeup, all I had was skincare. I know anyone who's watching the video, they'll see me, and most people don't realize that I'm 46. I'm gonna be 47 at the end of February. So I like to think that
Stop it. I thought you were only like, you know, the age we always talk about.
Yes, I'm not.
What does that mean?
I know, what age was that?
I was going to say, you know how I've been saying 40-year-old blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
I'm not going to say it on the show.
But yeah, so I'm gonna be 47 here at the end of February, and a good chunk of that is because of a really crazy skincare regimen, mostly because I wasn't allowed to wear makeup growing up. So what you saw was what you got, and then I just kept that as I've gotten older. Obviously, as I've gotten older. So even for me, like I started using eye cream because I remember reading Bobbi Brown saying in your 20s you should use eye cream. So I started using eye cream in my 20s. Loveliness.
You look amazing.
Right?
You do look amazing.
But also
There's
just
no
eating
wrinkles.
healthy and all of those things has really helped me to be able to maintain just a long-standing youthful appearance as well. I don't do Botox or any of the other things. It's truly skincare and eating and exercise and sometimes getting sleep.
And also, I think also smiling a lot, because I think people that frown and are always mad or angry or complaining, they get those mean, you know, ugly wrinkles. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so funny that they call it plastic surgery based on your question, right? That so many people are doing that. So I wish it was more like holistic. But yeah, I mean, if you can really start from how you're taking care of yourself internally, as well as what you're doing on the outside, you at the long term can be ageless, and that's what we're all about. We're not about anti-aging, we're really about ageless beauty. So Pearl, like she mentioned, is an ageless beauty. I believe I'm not that far from her, but you're gonna have to go to my website and blog and future podcasts to get the exact. She's dropping gems here. This is too good right now. So but yeah, so we do all about ageless beauty, and it's really how you're, you know, of course, you're going to have genetics, and you're going to have, you know, how much you take care of yourself and how much you stay out of the sun. But then you're also going to have to look at how you're taking care of your gut, your inflammation, bloating, and then what you're putting topically on your skin. So that's what we're here for.
And also trying to, if you have stress, you know, taking that time to meditate, you know, we talked about exercise, or do things that make you smile.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Even people that make you laugh, and your friends, and
scientific research does
family.
talk about, you know, stress being a big factor in not only how your skin looks, but how diseases could come up, you know, heart disease, so many things, right, could happen. How you're eating, you know, serotonin levels. If you're eating in a stressful state, you know, you could actually have more breakouts than if you're eating in a restful, peaceful, you know, state. So that's why we're about fruitfulness and fruitful connections, and how you're taking care of your whole self, your wellness, your self-care. It's so important. Everything is connected. There's nothing that separates each other. So it's so important to look at that holistically, and I love how you mentioned that.
I think that's so true.
Out of your products, what's the first one, like if somebody wanted to try your skincare, and like
If they were
what's
gonna
the
choose one.
first one you would tell somebody to try to get
That's
some moisturizing benefits or
actually,
something?
I believe the most important step is the first step is how you cleanse your skin. So we really have to take care of our skin microbiome, and we need to be gentle. A lot of people really love harsh cleansers. that are ripping your skin's barrier. But so we start with our oil cleanser, and that's the Moringa Miracle Facial Oil Cleanser. It's a super gentle, all organic and clean oil cleanser. And oil can be used on every skin type, even if you have oily. Does anybody have oily skin?
I
Yeah.
don't.
Oily
Oh,
skin,
okay.
all
I
the
have a T-zone.
yeah. Oil
Okay.
dissolves oil. And I know Pearl's anti-oil, but let me tell you something. Oil dissolves oil. Don't go into that. Okay. Don't start.
Okay, but to be fair, I literally just used this
Oh,
this morning.
good. Yeah, that's true. And what that's going to actually help you do is, it's like I said, it's gonna help balance your skin barrier. It's going to hydrate it. It's going to plenish it. And it's going to help for the rest of the products to seep in better. So that's the first step. And remember, when you use oil cleanser, you might not know this, but you have to start with dry hands. So dry hands, you don't need water. You're going to use your fingers, rub it in, rub it all over. You want it to penetrate, then you're going to wash it off. You can use water at that point. And then your second step is whatever is based
Wait, I
on
have a
your
question
skin type.
on the oil to
Yeah.
cleanse. What type of oil is gonna clean? Because to me, oil doesn't I've never used oil to clean my skin, and I
Yeah.
don't understand how that cleans the skin.
Sure. So we have the moringa, and we have jojoba oil, sunflower, and vitamin E in there. So those are all cleansing oils. They're not they're not comedogenic. So you're not going to get your pores to have clogged up, right? So you're going to use. So we definitely did the research for you. So you're good. And
Okay.
you're getting
Okay.
one today. So you can use those oils to cleanse your skin, and of course, like I said, you're doing a second step. So you're going to remove the oil cleanser with another natural cleanser, which is usually a water-based cleanser. So if you have dry skin, you're going to use a cream cleanser most of the time. If you have oily skin, it'll be a gel cleanser, like our Glow Forever facial gel cleanser.
And did you use this today, Pearl?
I did. I will say, for one thing, because I use different products
Mm-hmm.
in general, I'm always trying different things, and I don't like oil. That's not a joke.
Yes.
But this oil isn't too oily. Like when I put it on, it wasn't too oily, and my skin doesn't feel dry afterwards. I love this cleanser. I'm glad it's back,
Yeah.
because after I cleanse with it, my face feels soft, softer than when I hadn't cleansed with it, which is a huge deal, because I have other facial cleansers. Noticeably, when I wash with them, my face is dry. So I'm immediately like, moisturizer. Sometimes I forget to put my moisturizer on after I've cleansed with this cleanser.
Because it's so moisturizing.
Because it's so moisturizing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So those are definitely.
So that's interesting.
Those are
So we do this step, then we do the second step.
Yes.
Okay, and we wipe this off before we put this one on.
Yeah, you're gonna rinse that off, and then you're gonna put that one. In the gel cleanser, you can use water.
And are we using paper towels? What are we using to
So-
wipe it off with?
For the between first and second step, you don't need to use you definitely no paper, right? I know you're against paper towels, so no, maybe a microfiber cloth if you need one. But by the second step, yes, you can use.
See, I was testing you. Are you
Yeah,
going to give us a
I passed.
That's a test. Yay.
So a microfiber cloth after the second step, you can use. Sometimes you don't really need it. Just depends on how well you using your fingers to cleanse.
And can the oil go around your eyes and take off your eye makeup?
Oh yes, very gentle for eye makeup.
Okay.
It does not, irritate your eyes, and it's actually great for eye makeup.
Okay, this better be in my
Yes,
kit. Is this
it
my
is.
to-go
It
kit?
is.
Perfect.
Yes.
I will say, for anyone who doesn't have like normal cleansing routine, very base, because I'm probably a great test subject for like the most simple, easy way to keep your skin, because I'm lazy. Let's just be honest about it.
No, you're not. You always look so made up and so polished from head to toe. You're not lazy.
Yeah, no, if my goal is 15 minutes or less. It's very simple.
So you
The
want it
whole
quick.
thing. Very quick.
Okay.
So these two, whether you use theirs or someone else's product, cleansing is probably your base at the very least, just to clean it out, because then you just look super fresh and awake, and that's an important thing for just how you're presenting yourself to the world, right? Like that's a big deal, just to have that fresh face forward.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Absolutely.
And also for those of us like me that have sensitive eyes, if I don't thoroughly clean or take off my eye makeup and I go to bed with just some remnants on, I can wake up with puffiness and irritation. And I don't know if you guys saw, but Elton John, poor thing, has lost his eyesight from an eye infection.
Oh no.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
And he was just speaking about how it's so hard for him. He's just getting back to music because he was really depressed because, imagine if all of a sudden, some of those people like Stevie Wonder already didn't have their eyesight, but he's losing your eyesight after having it and reading music and reading the lyrics and all that. Anyway, he's just barely getting back into it. So eye infections are a big deal, and eye infections can be because you didn't cleanse your eye. Eyelids are like, I'll wake up sometimes and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't wash my face last night. And so the first thing I'll do is wash my eyes because your eyes have to be clean. Yeah.
So definitely, actually, I would say wash your face at night. That's actually more important than washing your face in the morning.
Okay.
Your skin is rejuvenating, so washing your face at night is so important. And then a little tip for eye makeup is when you put on the oil cleanser, you're going to use your fingertips, going to gently rub around your eyes for 30 seconds. Okay. And then you're going to see it all wipe off. Like
now, if this gets in your eye, is that going to cause an irritation?
It shouldn't be any irritation. Now, you can always do. I always tell my patients. I'm also an esthetician.
Yes.
So I've been so for over 15 years. So when I give them a new product, I'll tell them do a patch test on your wrist and make sure you don't have any irritation in the back of your neck as well. But most of this isn't, unless you had some sensitivity to the ingredients, you're not going to have sensitivity to your eyes. Yeah.
Do you still make house calls for facials?
I do consultations over the phone.
Oh, forget that. I'm going to come and give you a facial. We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
She has her own skincare line. She's kind of gone past that problem.
I'm going back. One day I want to have a wellness spa, med spa, all that with my husband, who's a medical doctor. We do want to open up something back up. So
nice.
So I want to talk about the tea, because we have talked a little bit about the teas, because you talked about also internally, right? And I didn't even know about that. So let's talk about that.
Sure.
Something new that I don't even know about.
Yes.
I might be slightly stalking her products.
Awesome. Yeah. So this actually is like my baby, because as I've been doing my study, and I actually feel like when I started this process, God was really just putting into me what was important, that skin gut. I was like knowing the knowledge, then researching it, and research was confirming it. So I was like, thank you, Jesus. This is amazing. So one of the important things is probiotics. And we've talked about this. Like, you can get probiotics in food. Probiotics is so important to balance your microbiome gut, and it's connected to your skin. So that's why we came out with Glow Dust, which is a pre and probiotic, and you just take a scoop in the morning with your water, any water of your choice, and you mix it in. Doesn't have a flavor to it to change your water. It does have the powder, so you're going to see that in there, but you mix it really well. You drink that up, and you just, like I said, 1 tablespoon a day.
Is that in my little to-go box?
It can be.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's important. And then, like Pro mentioned, we do the detox tea. So this is really for detoxing and getting rid of the toxins, and it's got really great herbs in it.
So if I had a night where I was drinking like 3 glasses of wine, the next morning,
exactly.
Okay.
Even the night, and if you couldn't at night, because
before you go to bed,
before you went to bed, you could do it in the morning as well. But normally I do the detox at night and the probiotic.
Do it at night
in the morning.
Most detoxes, you want to not do anything like drinking, because you'll get way more effects of the detox if you don't include alcohol into the situation. It kind of almost negates the detox to drink on that same night. Yeah.
Okay, so basically have a night where you're not drinking and then do this.
You'll get way more benefit from it. Otherwise,
do you agree with that?
Well, you asked if I drank.
Yes, I did.
Can I detox? I'm like, it's better than not detoxing.
Yes,
but the best case scenario would be to do it when you're not.
Okay.
Yeah, because then you're healing like past damage. If you do it on the same night you drink, then you're basically just negating the damage that's happening currently. Yeah. So it's almost a waste of the detox. You should wait till a night where you're gonna truly detox and just only have water and like healthy beverages, and then do that.
Oh, I like that.
So much better for you.
Okay, I'll do a weekend. Just doing my, I'll do, what do you call that, a fasting?
Yes.
Should I fast at the same time?
Fasting is great.
You believe in it?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For
so what are your reasons? And, spiritual reasons, of course, fasting. Fasting is just, I've seen research on how it's a healing, fasting alone, doing all these, so many benefits. So, yes, I fast for health reasons, but I can... It's actually easier for me to fast for spiritual reasons when I'm doing it for that.
So when you're saying fasting for healthful reasons and then for spiritual reasons, are we talking 1 day? Are we talking 2 days? Are we talking about a weekend?
So usually my husband and I have done 1 day a week, I have done weekends, like the end of the year, we'll do a fast with our church and everything. The longest fast I've ever done is 7 days, and it was actually my youngest brother that called a fast. God had called him to do a fast, and that was 7 days of nothing.
I couldn't do that.
Just water, actually, yeah. And that was only God. There was only one way I could have done that. That was God. If it was to lose, and I lost 15 pounds, but
in 7 days?
Mhm.
Wow.
Because there was no food.
It's really important to put salt in the water if you are going that long, so you're replenishing your electrolytes. Because if you don't have a little bit of electrolyte replenishment along the way, you can actually end up in the hospital if you go more than like 2 days.
Well, also, because we've had a lot of shows with a lot of different doctors, naturopaths. My dad was a doctor. He passed not too long ago, but he did live to be 95. And under his care, my grandma lived to be 105. I think he was pretty wise with things he taught. And he never thought you should ever go more than 1 day of fasting. He thought that slows down your metabolism. And he thought on some people's bodies it puts so many stresses that it can cause other problems. He didn't think it was good.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, definitely don't try this at home. It was only by the power of God that I'm still here, okay? So I'm not, we didn't do any of that, but by God's grace alone. So that there's a supernatural thing that happens when you're actually seeking God. And we were really praying at that moment for some things. And
it's beautiful.
That's the only reason I was able to do it. Don't tell me to do it again. You know? And I'm glad you said 1 day, right? I'll tell my church, stop telling us 3 days. But that one you can break, we'll break after, at dawn or something like that. So, yes.
Well, after like 40 or 72 hours, somewhere in that range, you go into ketosis. So your body starts breaking down your fat reserves. And so when that happens, your stomach and digestive system essentially shut down because it's just wasting energy at that point. So that's basically the process that slows your metabolism down. But it can be really good for you to do that like every once in a while, maybe like once a year, to do like a 3-day can be really good for you. Obviously it's going to be very mentally tough, but you can get a lot of health benefits from that. But it's
I think everybody's different, because like when I have done the fasting for just 1 day, it gave me headaches.
Oh, well, yeah, when you're getting to that ketosis point, it's basically a torture until you get to that point. Because your body's literally just telling you, eat now. What are you doing? What are you doing?
And again, with any of the things that we're talking about, make sure you're looking at your medical professionals to make sure that it works for your body.
Right.
So,
and it's important to work up to stuff, because if you're somebody who's so eating every 20 minutes or eating every hour, and then you try to go straight to a 2-day fast, you'll probably pass out.
Yes.
That's
So-
we literally go through withdrawal.
Yeah, it's super
symptoms.
important to build up to
So
stuff.
instead of like skipping the food, let's just use her tea.
Yes, exactly.
Let's just use the detox and renew.
Right. And none
which
of
I'm
this is
excited.
medical
I'm
advice,
excited about
okay?
this.
Entertainment purposes only.
And
Well,
then,
I mean, it's important for people to know though that fasting can be beneficial.
Yeah.
It's like not a one size fits all type of thing. Like one person, a 4-day fast might literally like change their life for the better and help them lose those first 10 pounds and get them started on their fitness journey. The other person, they might try to do that and pass out and end up in the hospital.
Yeah.
So it's so important
Depends
for
on your body
people
type.
to be in
Everybody's body
tune
type is
with your
different.
body
Absolutely.
type and
True.
not jump into anything too fast.
Yeah.
So.
And also, when you just eat all protein, you can go into ketosis too.
Okay.
Yeah, I that's happened to me. Like if you just I remember it was a big fad to go into that type and lose weight that way, like the Atkins diet and all that, which I'm not a fan of. But
So I will be the guinea pig,
okay,
and I will try these 2 products
awesome,
and put all this stuff on my skin,
awesome.
and let's see how I look in a month.
Yes, I'm
And-
so excited. Love that.
And I'll also exercise
ageless.
a lot.
Mhm.
So
I
let's
will
see
tell you
in
the
January.
one thing that I use, that I use consistently, is the serum.
Mhm.
Do we have some in there to put on our hands and try it?
Yeah, actually, we can try some right now.
Okay, so Camille,
So this
what should we try first? The shea
You
butter?
can
or
try
this
the shea
one?
butter. Yeah. Oh, actually,
Well, no,
lightest
no.
Okay.
lightest
This one?
to thickest. So
Okay.
the vitamin C.
Okay.
This is the hibiscus vitamin C serum. So hibiscus is nature's B word, Botox, right? So
Is it?
Yeah. So it has it's the
Interesting.
same properties that you would find in Botox, and then we also have our vitamin
Wow.
C, and this is great for. It's a light vitamin C, so it's great for sensitive skin as well. And you just put. This is a new one, so I'm gonna.
Chet, are
I'll
you
put it on
ready to
me
try this in your
first.
hand?
You just put a little bit. You put it on your hands. It's a light moisturizing serum.
So Chet, if you're dating anybody, you could get them some of these products.
These are all great for
Girls
gifts.
love getting skincare.
Okay, I'm just
And-
gonna tell you,
Oh,
men
I
should
love
be
that.
using this. Like,
Yes.
everyone should be using.
Oh
Yes,
wow!
absolutely.
Wow!
And put it on your hands. Like
Mhm.
anything from my face, I
Oh
put
my
on my
gosh.
hands. My hands look
Exactly.
They do.
You know, let me say something. When you are using this one has a little bit of a moisturizing and thickness than a lighter
Ooh, I
serum.
like that.
So you
My
want
hands
to
are
do
so dry. I need another.
yeah,
scoop.
Yes.
you want to do your serums from light serum to thick. So what Pearl doesn't have is our new Eyes and Lines vegan collagen peptides. That one is
Can we put that on?
super thinner because it has active ingredients in it. So
And
I'm
that'll
gonna
take
put that
away
a
the
little bit.
lines?
Yeah. So you
Can we
can
have
get
another drip
So I'm
on this
assuming
one?
that one is meant for the face, though, right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me do
Should I
Oh
take that right
wow!
now?
Feel this
yeah, you
one.
can put the.
Holy
so
cow.
this is what I actually
Oh,
put
wow.
in first because it's a little bit thinner.
That feels so good.
So, let me put
Oh my
a little
gosh.
bit. I put this
That-
on my eyes and lines, so literally around my mouth, underneath my eyes. If you have lines on your neck or your forehead, you can. I don't really use on my forehead.
And it's
right
going
now.
to take them away, or
So-
it's going to prevent them.
So it's going to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, and it's actually going to do a instant like firming and tightening feel. So it's great for under makeup.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's almost like a primer like effect that you're going
Ooh.
to get. And then you over time you're going to see those peptides working. It also has green tea in it, has niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and calendula acid.
I'm so
those are
excited.
a lot of fancy
Oh my
words.
gosh,
What
I'm
do they actually mean? What does it do for us?
Yeah, so the vegan collagen peptides, peptides are so it's going to boost your collagen, okay, because it's vegan. So we do everything vegan here. So you can get a collagen that's actually animal derived, but we don't do that here. So
And college is what makes us look plumpy and
yes,
juicy, as I like to
so
call it.
reversing our ageless beauty, like we said. So we're gonna stay ageless like Pearl and Kinga and myself, right? And so you're going to plump up the skin, reverse the signs of aging. So it's reversing and plumping and hydrating. That's why it has hyaluronic. We have a triple molecular weight hyaluronic pearl. So that means that it's
What does that
going
mean?
deeper into the skin. So there's 3 layers of the skin is actually going to the dermis. Most hyaluronic just stays at the surface and does what it's supposed to do, which is hydrate the skin. But our hyaluronic is going to hydrate the surface of the skin and then go into for deeper penetration to give you even more hydration. And the niacinamide is great for also reducing the pores, the size of your pores.
And that's all
reducing-
natural.
All natural, yes.
So-
So nice. All of these are
does
all
that mean?
vitamins. It's like a vitamin
Oh, okay.
B3 is niacinamide. Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
the vitamin derived or plant derived, so it's all comes together to work for your skin. Yeah.
And one thing that we haven't really talked about yet, but this will be just another way that your skin line is more multifaceted than the other ones is, and nobody's talking about this, but keeping elasticity in your skin is the number one way to do that is by exercising.
Yeah.
So exercise is so important for keeping your skin looking tight and young. And it also keeps your cellular health. When you exercise, your cells have to keep on replicating to make you heal, and it makes your cells way healthier. So that shows in your skin as well. So it's just another thing you can basically more advice you can give people that are working on their skin. If you add some exercise into your routine,
Yes.
it's going to make not only your skin better, but every cell in your body will be healthier. if
And
you
your brain.
exercise.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
100%.
really great for your
So-
They're
brain.
finding links between brain health, skin health. Almost every part of your body
Yeah.
is beneficially impacted when you work out. So
Absolutely.
And even the gut health
Yeah.
as
It
well.
is.
Yeah,
It is.
so
You're
many
like
parts of our
me.
body have a microbiome. So like even the we've got the brain, we've got the skin, you've got the gut, and they also have some interconnectedness.
Oh,
So,
100%.
yeah,
They
so-
all
And mental
interact
health,
with each
because-
other.
yes.
Because when you are exercising, that's so beneficial for mental health.
Mhm.
And also, when you are taking care of yourself with beauty, that helps your mental health. Because when you
Yes.
feel prettier, you're going to your mental health is going to be better, and you're going to be nicer
Yeah.
and kinder and happier.
and have more confidence.
Well, yeah, and you
It's
see these people who get all shot up with the Botox, so they look like an inflated balloon, but they still have the wrinkly turkey neck,
Yeah.
and you're not working out, and it shows. You can't just inject yourself with Botox till you think you look good. Nothing is gonna replace working out for staying young.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's huge.
Working out, staying hydrated, drinking your water, all of those things are so important. So there's
And
some basic
using
natural
shea butter.
Yes, and
What?
sweeter juice skin. Yes, all of those, and you'll be ageless for the rest of your life.
Tell us about the shea butter. 'Cause
Yes.
I'm so excited about this
Okay,
one.
good.
I'm so excited about this one.
I brought our West African whipped shea butter with us. It has neem in it as well. We do have an East African shea butter, and that has more of a natural oil content. I didn't bring that for this audience today.
Okay, but
last
next month
event-
when
the
I'm
last
looking
Might
at
be
event-
some of us who are like,
completely
when
sold
I
out
look
of
10
it.
years younger,
Yeah, and
next
right. Okay, so that's
in
for
January.
really dry skin. But this is for dry and dehydrated skin. So you're going to get that natural hydration that you need in there.
Let's do Chet's
And-
hand first.
Okay.
He likes a lot because he's got big hands.
Okay.
Oh, that's
So
okay.
you're going to have to rub that in really deep.
Put it on your elbows too, because elbows start
I was
aging.
gonna say just let it
Elbows.
go down.
Elbows age. That's where they start getting
So-
wrinkles. And your knees, elbows and knees. Okay.
That sounds like a dance.
Those are two places that are supposed to be wrinkly. So.
Okay, you want to take some?
That's
Oh
fine.
yes.
Oh
I
wow,
was
that
waiting
is
for
so
this.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is my favorite.
I know.
Yeah,
So it
this
seems
is-
like if somebody is just trying to do like
Wow.
get the basics for the skincare line, they should
Mm.
100% get one of the cleansers
Mhm.
and 100% get the hibiscus plumper,
Yeah.
and then
And
the
then this
third thing probably be this ageless beauty cream. Do you think?
Well,
Or-
I almost thought you were going to say the shea butter because
love the
this
shea
is
butter.
what you can do head to toe. This can go head to toe.
I don't know. The ageless beauty cream sounds like it could.
You know what? You're hiring my marketer.
I don't
I haven't even
know.
got there yet. You're like on it. I love
It just looks
Yes.
good. I don't know.
I agree.
It
I
sounds
agree.
good. The
Yeah.
title of it.
This is actually
That's
cute,
what I
guys.
want.
Yeah. This ageless beauty, I love it. Yeah. So this is a facial moisturizer. It's actually primarily for dry skin. I know you
Okay.
mentioned you had that. So
Yes, I do.
this has Bacachul in it, and it's nature's natural retinol. And so you're going to have this, that lifting, that plumping, as well as the deep moisturization, and it's great. So yes, I would agree that but again, it is primarily this ageless set. We have the eye cream as well, which is Eye Dream, and that has Bacachul and ceramides in it, and that is primarily for dry skin. But I use the eye cream as well.
Mhm.
Yes.
And then where can people find your products to
That's
buy
so
them?
smart.
Because
That's a great
Yeah.
question
Well,
right now. Yes.
yeah, there's so many skin products out there that are
Mhm.
all owned by big corporations
Yeah.
with
Yes.
they don't have the best interest in mind,
Mhm.
and they don't care as much as
Yeah.
you do. Like you really care about finding the right ingredients, which
Exactly.
makes a big difference. And,
Yeah.
100%.
and also
Yes.
in the Green Room, we're all about supporting local businesses. 'cause
And we're here
it's-
saving the planet.
Yes.
One
One
show
show
at
at
a
a
show at a
time.
time.
But
Thank
supporting
you.
local is seriously so important. So many
Yes.
people love to talk shit about Jeff Bezos, and then they go order their skincare stuff off of
Yeah.
Amazon. It's like
Which we're trying
Oh
to
my
could-
gosh, it's funny you said that. I was having that moment, and then I was like, you know what? If I want my Target is still a big store, but my thought was if I want my Target to stay open, then I actually need to go shop
Yeah.
there. So I actually went into my car and went and could buy something I knew I could get it on
100%.
Amazon.
And any place that has a physical store is way better than just some online
I love that you say that
shipping.
because I'm probably the only one in this room that can say I've never bought anything on Amazon.
Really?
Yay!
Right.
I've
Well,
never.
I just
I
got
always
this
support
eyes
local.
and lines on Amazon, so go buy.
Uh-huh.
I'm not
gonna say.
anti-Amazon because
So
it
that
does
is one
give
of the
you
places to get your
opportunities.
product.
You can
Yes.
go on Amazon. We do D2C, which is direct to consumer on our website, sweeterjuiceskin.com. So those are the two primary places. I do a lot of local pop-ups right now, so you can find me in the Valley, and then we are going national. We're going international. Yes, so you're
And we're going to be
Follow
popping
them
up
on-
at Gallery
I was gonna
Andrea.
say,
Yeah,
follow
I
them
did
on
talk to
social
my
media.
mom and my
Oh,
sister, and
what's
Gallery
this?
Andrea wants to have you pop up
Oh, I
at
love
the
that.
gallery. So
Thank
that would be
you.
great, probably on Thursday nights.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
I would love that.
Yes.
Thank you.
So,
So excited
we're
about
going to
that.
figure that out. Yes.
Yes. So there's
That's
another
yes.
place.
Well, and
Yes.
that is the one good way you can use Amazon is to support a small business.
Exactly.
So that
Yeah,
is
to
the
support
one
her
good
business,
aspect of it.
I say okay.
Yeah.
I have
Thank
to support a lot of small businesses that way, but here's the thing, especially as Olunife was saying, it's about a holistic approach to life.
Mhm.
Skincare is a beautiful thing. It's wonderful.
Yes.
You take care of it, but it really starts from the inside out
Yeah.
first.
Yes.
So you got to know what's going on your inside. For
Mhm.
me, we just talked in one of my other groups, we were just talking about
Yes.
our emotions, right?
Mhm.
Taking care of your emotional and mental health. You
Yes,
mentioned that
yes.
even here during this show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's really about starting from the inside
Mhm.
out, because what's going on your inside is
Mhm.
going to show on your
Yes.
outside.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Whether
That's
it's
so
in
true.
breakouts or
Mhm.
whether it's in the frown lines that we
Yes,
were talking
yes.
about, it's
Mhm.
going to show.
Yes.
So it's almost a waste to take care of all of this
Mhm.
if you're not dealing with anything on the inside.
Yes.
Exactly.
My grandma at 105 looked incredible. Like
Mhm.
I don't think she looked a day older than 70. and that's like 35 years younger than she was. And I think it was because she really was always thinking of others. She was always kind. She did have a temper that would last like maybe 5 minutes, but then 15 minutes later, it's like it didn't even happen. I mean, she wasn't mad.
Yeah.
You know, she never stayed mad.
Yeah.
She never stayed upset. And when she was mad about something, she had a good reason.
Yes.
So, you know, she was always laughing, and she was always just loving and laughing and being all about God as well.
Happiness is health, you know.
Yes.
And
Happiness.
yes, so when you
Happiness is health.
when you start on the inside, you know, your relationship, you know, my relationship with God is so important. How I start my mornings, my prayer, you know.
So what is your routine in the morning?
So waking up, you know, actually I now wake up at 4:30. I didn't wake up that early before, but I do a clubhouse room called Sarah's Daughters with my mom started, which is a prayer room that I go to walking with God. And I start that just because I wasn't waking up that early. So right after that, then I'll do my own prayer and I'll do my own Bible study with my husband. And then
Which are, congratulations, kind of a newlywed because it's what, been 5 years?
Yes.
And that's an exciting story because
thank you.
he proposed from a different country.
Yes, he was in Australia when he proposed, and I was like, God already showed me that you're my husband, so let's do this, right? But honestly,
he would have proposed in person
if he was here.
But he said, I have something exciting to tell you. It's so exciting, but you have to wait. And she's like, tell me. And you have to tell me. And she was just after him, and then he told her.
Well, he told me that he you know, was choosing me, and then he was basically like, so does that mean that we are engaged? I'm like, you didn't even ask yet. He's originally from Nigeria as well, so
he didn't want to waste any time. He wanted to make sure you would take
so
it.
It was an amazing
as
story.
he was in Australia.
Yeah,
so,
and I was just, you know, grateful for that. And those are the type of things when you think, you know, things are going to happen when you're thinking positively, when you're praying, and when you're believing, good things are going to happen for you, you know. And the toxins in your life like include people, not just, you know, things you put in your body. So you have to get rid of that. You have to, your toxin attitude, you know, you have to have forgiveness, just like you were talking about. You don't want to stay angry for too long. You don't want to be stressing yourself out because that's going to be on yourself, not on other people. So it's so important that we have a mindset of joy,
and
gratitude, love, peace,
kindness,
and that's the way I live my life. You know, I'm
forgiveness,
kindness,
like
forgiveness, all those things are so important. And then
it shows on your face.
Oh, thank you.
It does.
Yeah, and then you can have
And
love
on
from the
your-
inside out. Yeah, so absolutely. So
Because
and good things just start coming. You know,
I mean,
when you
because,
believe
you know,
it as well.
I think if you focus on the good, focus on the blessings, focus on happiness, joy, and all that good inside you, it's only you're gonna only exude happiness out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
which makes you
I
beautiful.
will say one thing. I am a big proponent of being honest about your emotions.
Mhm.
So if you're angry, be honest about saying you're angry and you're working through that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that person that says just be happy, because stuff happens. We have a lot going on in your life. So work through it, like own, like, okay, wow, right now I'm angry about X, Y, and Z. I'm sad about X. I'm anxious. But by starting to say that out and putting that out there, you now have the opportunity to, one, you've owned it, and now you can work through it versus trying to stuff it down and pretend it doesn't exist.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Because that's not
definitely.
healthy for you either. And I think we do that a lot. Culturally, instead of acknowledging here's what's going on really in me, we're like, oh no, it's all fine. I'm like, no, you're not. You're literally dying inside. Let's start there. Let's be real about that, and let's work through that.
That is the best advice. I'm very lucky because I'm a lot like how my dad was, how my grandma was, where I'll just say it like, no, I want to be in this chair. I don't want to be in that chair.
Exactly.
Don't make me look like the
we
plump one.
experienced earlier. Yes, exactly. And I'm more like you. I'm actually like, I don't hold things in.
I don't.
I actually resolve it. So I appreciate what you're saying, because you do need to. When you have an issue, you do want to address it.
Yes.
And after you do it, you got to let it go. If you notice
Yes.
yourself still talking about it, you probably haven't let it go.
You're
and you
correct.
still need to start working on that. Yeah.
Yes.
So there's definitely some steps you have to take to get to the point where you can remove yourself from that situation or from that anger or all that stuff. But there's people that take a little longer, and there's some people that hold things in and grudges, and it's just not healthy.
Right.
You have to be able to let it go. And you have to be honest and realistic. I 100% agree. Like, you know, there's people like my husband and I, you know, he knows when things are going crazy. I have somebody I can talk to. You know, I have somebody, I'll talk to God, I'll talk to myself, I'll talk to my mom, I'll talk to my husband, you know, and you have to be able to be honest and realistic with it. So I honestly agree with that. And then be able to work through that, and then you are, you know, have that conversation so you know where you're at and where you need to go to.
And I think when you are somebody that is single and you're trying to date, it's important that you get in a relationship where somebody is compatible with that style of not staying mad.
Yeah.
Because if you're with somebody that does hold and harbor anger and they hold on to being mad and they stay mad a long time, it's hard to be around somebody like that.
Yeah.
Especially if you're, you want to like make things right away. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Chet, do you have anything to add to this very intense topic?
I just think Pearl hit the nail on the head that you have to be honest about your emotions. That's so important. And it's true that you'll just like basically put it in a bad place if you try to ignore it, and then it's going to come out and make things way worse at some point. So that's why you should not be scared of confrontation or from confronting those type of emotions, whether it's an issue with someone else or with yourself. Call it out and fix it. Don't let it eat away at you. That's definitely...
Yeah, I agree, but I will say this, because I come from, I think maybe the opposite, where everybody had a lot of opinions and I had to be quiet and I couldn't say anything. So there has to be a balance in your opinion about me or your issue with me, and you have to watch how you're saying it to people. So there's a way you approach people and the way you say stuff with kindness and constructive criticism so that they are not taking the heaviness on, and we're able to manage that. So I'm also a middle child. I don't know if you guys have seen like the memes and the trends. Like it'll say, you'll see the eldest child always talking, the youngest child gets to do whatever they want, and the middle child barely gets a sentence in. So I'm kind of used to that. It's like you start saying my life and then move on, so it's like, and there's a point in time where you have to be able to release and be able to speak up and stand up. And I believe that's with this, Fruitful Connections and holistic living, God is allowing me to do that now and speak up. And I write a lot and I talk a lot about different stuff. So there is a lot of that, so I agree, but I also just caution those that are very much into that, just to be a little bit patient with those that can't take your honesty all the time, because you have to be nice about it. So kindness is so important.
Because some people are more gentle.
The way you say it is so important.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is. I will just simply say we came from a culture where truth was very much a big thing.
Yes.
But maybe the graciousness of how that truth was presented was not also part of it. So you got the facts and you got the truth, but you may have gotten beat up along the way.
Exactly. Yes.
Right. Well, and do you feel like talking to God when you are upset about some of these things? That's why I think some people that are not remembering to talk to God and praying to God, it's so important.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's so important. Chet, do you pray and talk to God every day?
Yep.
Okay, because I think that really is so healing, and it makes such a difference in your life.
It does.
It's so important.
Yeah. I will also say for me personally, because despite how everyone thinks I am not a big talker, actually. I can go a very long time not saying things.
Really? You're such a great talker.
Yes, when forced. I've learned and practiced. But I journal a lot though. So I will journal through a lot of my thoughts and my emotions. I jokingly say that one day I'm going to need someone to burn all my journals, because if you want to really know what I was feeling, that's the only place where I'm like, no filter, no censor, right? But that's how I'm able to get the raw out, so then I can be able to have that healthful conversation with someone without so much pain and emotion attached to it. Right. So if you're like that, I would start there. Just write it out, get it out of you. Maybe not onto someone else first, but just get it out of you, and then it gives you the opportunity to be a little bit more objective and rational about it.
That's great advice. Yeah. Because they say that writing it out does, like you're saying, you get it out.
It's like you at least got it out of you. Yes, and it's like, okay, I'm not holding on to it. Okay, now let's be a little bit more objective about what was going on. Yeah. Good or bad, because it can be really great things like, yay!
Yes.
Okay.
I love that.
The one commentary I would make on my relationship with God, though, is that I feel the closest to God and the most appreciative of Him when I'm enjoying nature, doing something where I'm witnessing the beauty of creation. I don't know, I feel like I was raised in Catholic school and sent to church so much and saw a lot of hypocrisy in the people that were going to the church a lot. So I just always wanted to have my own connection with God, and people that don't identify with going to church because they witnessed something similar. like you can still have your own connection with God. You don't need somebody in a robe to tell you how to pray or how to communicate with God.
It doesn't have to be in a building.
Yeah,
that's
and
true.
I think the number one way you can show your appreciation for this existence is by doing something to bring something into the world, like bringing an awesome skincare product, or making music, making art, like making something to make the world a better place, a more beautiful place. That's the number one way you can bring, or you
actions.
Or you can bring pride to God and do good in His name, is by action, in my opinion.
By helping others.
Yeah. And so it's important to always remember that and be appreciative of your existence, because God gave us this existence, and but it's important to go out and do your best to try to make God proud.
Yeah, and that relationship with God one-on-one is so important. The Bible does say there's one mediator between man and God, and that's Jesus Christ. So you can go directly to Him for the source. I actually grew in my personal relationship when I lived in New York. I grew up in the church. My dad's a pastor. Her dad is as well. But I had to find my own personal relationship, right? And that's when I really know Him. When I was able to actually spend time with Him, spend time in the Word, And I love how you talk about nature, because God created nature. And it's kind of like a sideline, but a lot of people worship nature. But it's a created thing, right? So it's beautiful to look and see you get closer to God, not closer to the universe or the nature, and praying to that, right? Yeah, just put it out there, because
God created all of it.
Exactly.
So if you think you're getting closer to nature, you're really just appreciating what God did.
Exactly.
It might be misplaced because you're not you're not saying thank you to the right person. But
so thank you to God, and just remembering that God is our creator and the one that gives us the ability to create these things, the ability to gain wealth, and just giving Him the credit and the glory as we work in our purpose. That's really what being fruitful is about in every area, whether it's your finances, your physical health, your skincare, your relationship. It all comes
your
from one
love
source. Your love, exactly, from God.
Your friendships.
Yeah, friendship, absolutely.
Yes.
So that's so beautiful that you said that, and I totally agree. Yeah.
Well, these fruitful connections, it's such a blessing that I have been able to love and know Pearl for all these years, and now to have you join us, it's so beautiful. I'm so thankful.
I'm so blessed.
I'm so thankful.
You.
So we talked about, I want to segue back into the creams, because we did talk about everything here, but we didn't talk about your soaps, which I want to pass on. Oops.
Yeah, so I brought a few, so you guys can.
Do you want to hold the soap?
Now. I don't. You have the one you wanted. That one sold out, which is the lemongrass tea. So she's holding the shea butter soap right now.
And what's
and
this
then
one?
It smells really
this
good.
Is the pink clay, and this is lavender.
Tastes good
Give me
too.
some of
Okay.
the lavender, because I'm a lover of lavender.
Oh,
I love lavender.
what's this one?
That
I
one's
love
the
it.
shea butter.
That
Like I
smells so
said,
good.
I love lavender.
And so these
lavender
are completely.
and jasmine.
Yeah.
So what are in these soaps?
So they're just the main ingredients and some essential oils, and so it's very clean, very organic. Yeah, so everything is super great for body. So that one's for body for you. Yeah.
Okay, and are there any other products that are coming out that we don't have here? Because I think we
Yeah.
mentioned baby products and.
Oh, well, that's a secret. Anyways.
Uh-oh.
So no.
It's
I
a
know,
secret.
right? No, but one thing I am working on, like you should see with this probiotic, is we're focusing a lot on our supplements, our internal, because it's sweeter juice. So we want to be able to, create. So we're going to have powder supplements as well as capsules and gummies, so options for people, and all of them will be microbiome friendly and will match our products that are topical. So we'll start with the hero product, which will probably be one of our probiotics, and then have something that goes with that.
What about hair products? Do we have anything for the hair?
We do. You actually do have. I didn't bring it out because I didn't want everybody like touching the oil and everything. But we do have scalp gold, and so that also is scalp gold.
Gold. Okay.
Gold, like the gold, because it actually helps the scalp microbiome as well, and it helps you to have.
Does it help people get more hair, grow hair?
It gives you the scalp you need for better hair growth. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to thicken your hair, does it work?
Fertilizer for your scalp.
Yeah, exactly. So you can, for your hair type, you have beautiful hair, by the way. I love the curls.
Thank
It's natural,
you.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Thank you.
Yeah, you drop it a little bit on your scalp, you rub it in. You can wash it out if you'd like. I would keep it in overnight for my hair type, but you could wash it out if you wanted. And yeah, you're just gonna have.
And what's
scalp.
in it that's so good for our scalp and our hair?
So that one has the oils that we have are we have rosemary in it, olive oil, coconut, peppermint, and we have a separate one that's a biotin.
See, because I know
separating
coconut is supposed to be really really good for being antibacterial or something.
Yeah. So what we did, because of the oil content, we couldn't add the biotin. I remember we were asking with that ingredient. So I did a separate one that's going to have a biotin based on it, and then the other one that's going to have those oils.
Oh, okay. I want the one with the biotin.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, I want the one with biotin. And what about for somebody that's might be very stressed out and they might be losing their hair? They're kind of balding or something.
Yeah.
Would that help for them?
It can help. I mean, I would definitely go to a professional that can help you, maybe a trichologist that can help you with your hair loss, PRP. And there's a lot of local, I just actually was in an event at Natural Life 10P, and they do that. So shout out to Natural Life. I told them about you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. And so
anybody that you want to bring to the show,
absolutely,
you can help us.
Yes.
We can interview them together.
Okay.
That'd be great. But I definitely want to use all your products.
Thank you.
Chet's going to use them, and Pearl already is.
I already use them.
She's already a big fan.
Me too.
And let's see how we, let's see the transformation in January. And I'm going to exercise like crazy. I'm going to eat only healthy foods.
Awesome.
Use your
Thanks.
product and let's
I
see what
make
happens.
no such claims. But actually use their products.
Well, I'm going to try to do what you're doing because I haven't been, and I want to. Actually, when I started taking care of my skin holistically, I started seeing so many benefits. I did start with probiotics. I lost my first 10 pounds using probiotics. So it is known for weight management as well.
Okay.
It's known for gut health. It's known for immunity support. And then, of course, now we're finding out the benefits it has for its skin. So it's great. So, and then working out, taking care of yourself is just all well-rounded. So yes.
So you as an esthetician and an expert on the skin and the hair and all this, can you give us, I already know some of this because my dad was a doctor and he talked all about nutrition, but what are your nutrition tips for the best skin and hair, and what are the do's and the don'ts of what we should eat and not eat?
Well, I think we've talked some about it, right? Because I do believe water is king. So how you water is important. You start in the morning. You want to take slow sips. Actually, going too fast is not as beneficial, and a lot of people don't talk about that. You don't just want to gulp. You want to take your time.
Okay.
You want to put it in. So just being able to be hydrated. So he worked out today, right? So you did your workout. You're drinking your water. That's so important. You want to, and then
see, I just learned something because I literally say before I have to go on my hike, I guzzle a bottle like that like that size, that big size, and I before I leave I just guzzle the whole thing. So before I go on my hike, it's gone.
Yeah, take your time. Take
my time. Sip it in.
And then you're going to watch the foods that you eat. Obviously, there's foods that we can all eat that are probiotic and prebiotic rich. And sauerkraut, yogurt, kombucha. Then what is, for me, I actually look at my blood type. Everybody has different foods that are good for your body.
Right.
So I do my food intake based on my blood type. You could do the same. You can look at a nutritionist and get that expert advice. But obviously, whole foods, foods that are plant-based, close to nature, blueberries. Yeah, everybody knows we need to stay away from flour and processed foods,
cakes and cookies.
Not saying that ice cream. Now, let me tell you, I love me some ice cream. So do as I say, not as I preach.
You know what? My grandma
I
ate.
do, okay.
My grandma ate. We only have 3 more minutes left, but my grandma ate ice cream every day.
And she lived to 105.
She
I'm
did.
telling my dad, see?
She did.
Maybe me as well.
That was her
name.
treat. But everything else, she was everything in balance and the nutrition.
That's what I was gonna say.
So,
I think a lot of it is also about balance. Obviously I joked a minute ago saying that I'm not on this train, but I also I walk. I go for 30-minute walks, 3 to 5 times a week. So, and I'm working on eating more fruits and vegetables. And I don't like eating fruits and vegetables, so I've just smoothed them down. I blend them in my Vitamix and create these smoothies, and I just drink it instead of having a soda or juice. That's my drink with my meal.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because I know it's healthy and I do feel the benefits. So sometimes you just got to figure it out. I don't even call it exercise anymore, so it's not a trigger sensation for me. I'm just like, I'm going to move for 30 minutes. And that's
a good way to put it. I love that.
It's in the end of the day. So I say all of that to say that, as we've been talking about, you got to get to know you and your body, but also love yourself enough to treat it well.
Yeah.
Well, you only get one chance. And so a little tip that I have that to me is so positive and happy, outside of doing my hike or my walk, hike or walk, I like to do either or, and lifting some weights. I love turning on YouTube and putting on my favorite music and putting on deep chatty music and just dancing away, and I'll hold up little weights, and it's just fun to just move, in a dancing, happy way,
Absolutely. Dancing
So-
is such a great workout.
So
We
in
can talk about
closing,
that.
tell everybody how to find you again, because
Sure.
we're running out
Sure.
of time.
Okay.
Or what do they Google to find your products on Amazon?
Sweeter Juice Skin. Actually, on Amazon, the brand is Sweeter Juice because we are a holistic brand. So we're starting in the skin, and you can find me on there on Instagram as well as TikTok.
Sweeter Juice.
Awesome.
Yes, Sweeter
Okay.
Juice Skin on Instagram as well as TikTok. Yes.
Thank you so much. Look at the transformation. Have a blessed, fruitful connection. See you later
Bye.
in the green room. Bye.
That's fun.
Bye.
My hands feel so soft.
Thank you.
Don't.
I get you get one too. Actually, I brought one.
Okay,
Your
perfect.
bag.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say, Chet,
Chet
I
gets
think
one.
you get a set too.
And then you
This
get
is the
Chet-
one I would
Chet
want.
gets it too.
This
Oh,
anti-aging.
really?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Okay.
cute?
Do you have dry
Like,
skin?
I have
He
a
does.
bit.
Not really.